Good morning, Whitefish Bay Middle School families. I hope this finds you well. I have a lot to share with you this morning. You may or may not know our school board met late last night, talking about quarter three for our district, and some big decisions were made that I want to make sure you're aware of. They decided that the middle school and high school would begin quarter three in the blended learning modality, the same modality that we're currently in. At the elementary level, early in the quarter, we will begin to be phasing in students 4 and then eventually 5 days per week. The virtual option will, at the elementary level, stays on the table, but the blended option goes away and we have kids back in school 4 or 5 days a week. From our perspective, the board will be considering at a meeting in the very near future a phase-in plan for the middle school and the high school level as well. So we are moving into quarter three anticipating that a phase-in plan is possible and that we might be bringing kids in one grade level at a time and keeping, again, the virtual option on the table, but that the blended option would go away for the middle school and we would just have 4 days in-person learning for our students. It's important for you to know that because I am asking you now for a decision for your child's quarter three modality, given that it's possible that this phase-in plan might start to get implemented in February or March or somewhere during the course of quarter three. It's a difficult decision to make, but I need you to make that decision now, knowing that that's a possibility on the horizon. We've been very flexible with allowing kids to kind of move in and out, especially around the holidays, in and out of modalities from virtual to blended and back and forth. If we start phasing kids in, that flexibility will go away as we will no longer have that blended option anymore. So I need you to make it carefully, and I can't give you medical advice, and certainly, you need every family's different, and you need to consider, your willingness for risk. But there's a couple things that I think I should offer you as by way of consideration if you are thinking about maybe changing modalities. The first is that if we are back in that full in-person with the virtual option, we're likely to have anywhere between 23 and 28 kids per classroom environment. Those are rough numbers based on today's enrollment and the best projections that I can make. If we have 23 to 28 students in our classrooms, distancing becomes one of the risk mitigation strategies that will be very difficult for us to hold on to, but that they're going to be a lot closer than what kids are currently. Knowing that that's a strategy that will not be something we'll be able to hold on to, we will really double down on the strategies and continue to hold on to the strategies that have led to so much success at the middle school thus far. Masking, cohorting, kids staying with the same group of kids all day for all of their classes, the open campus lunch to get kids out of the building while they're unmasked. All of those other strategies that we've been using, we'll continue to use, and we will hold on to even tighter by way of risk mitigation. But the distancing piece just becomes more difficult to attain. The other part is that once that blended option is gone, the experience for kids, if you are participating remotely, will be different. If you're quarantined for 2 weeks, for example, it will be more like watching class than the level of participation you're able to get on your at-home days now, because you might be the only student in a classroom that is currently operating at home. So it will look different, and that's why I would really encourage you, if you think that you might want the virtual option if we come back 4 days a week, I would encourage you to make that decision now. Let's get your child's schedule squared away for the best possible success for them moving forward. So if that's a consideration, if you're considering it, I would suggest you decide now. Go virtual for quarter three, and we'll get things ironed out for your child. Again, I know these are tough decisions, and unfortunately, the timeline to make them as a family is a bit tight. I need to know any modality changes by Tuesday, January 19th at 9 a.m. in the morning. 9 a.m. So please reply to this email if you are going to change modalities. If you're keeping with where you're at, if your child is virtual and you want them to stay virtual, or they're blended and you're fine with them staying blended or coming back, 4 days a week, I don't need an email. I just need to hear from folks who want to change that modality to go into quarter 3. You might have questions, you might have concerns. Please let me know if it's something that I can address, or if you think it's better answered by your child's teacher or their school counselor. Please shoot them an email here in the next few days. Otherwise, I completely can appreciate the range of emotions that folks are feeling right now. Some of you might be scared or anxious about this. Some of you are probably thrilled with the prospect of phasing back in. And no matter where you're at, it's okay, and we can empathize and appreciate those emotions right now. I hope, again, that everybody's well. Please let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, take care. Bye-bye.